just want to quickly welcome Geshe on behalf of the center. We're really thrilled that you're able to accept our invitation. We're really honored to have you. And as Mary said, Geshe will be coming back in March and coming back later in the year as well. We're working on additional teachings throughout the year with Geshe. So we're really thrilled and honored about that. So thank you very much for being here and teaching all of us. Whenever you are ready, we have refuge and bodhicitta prayers whenever you're prepared for that. And then we'd also like to offer a mandala whenever you're prepared for that.
Thank you very much, Venerable Dundubla, Trashidele. Hello, everyone. Hello, Trashidele, everyone.
Trashidele, Geshe Zopa.
Trashidele. So, I start or Venerable Dundub?
Yes, you can start whenever you'd like.
Okay.
Again,
yes, so first of all, yes, I'm very happy to meet all of you, at least, through this online Zoom platform. In fact, I'm supposed to be in your place in Tubden Nurbu Center, isn't it? If I remember correctly, few years back, quite a few rounds of attempt to travel to your center, and of course the rest of the other quite a number of the centers in the North America as a teaching tour, but somehow didn't happen. Sometime due to visa difficulties, and maybe some other thing came up, so somehow didn't make it. So then yes, most of the time my excuses was, they say, okay, when I have an easy access with visa, then I will definitely maybe the first place to visit. Then after that, somehow my visa situations are getting easier, but then COVID came in. Then somehow Venerable Rubina inspire me to do some classes, I think in conversation with Venerable Dundub. So Venerable Dundub approached me, and yes, immediately I'm very happy to have a meritorious, virtuous, karmic connection with all of you, and in particularly the center and the students are blessed by our most precious Guru Kyabje Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and of course his sons Dalai Lama and the rest of the other teachers. So even one moment to be among the same in the same mandala and in the same house of the children of our precious spiritual Guru, what can be more meaningful than that, isn't it? Even though I may be in some way wasting your time with a lot of blah blah blah, maybe meaningless, I don't know. And also I'm not so good entertainer, so I don't have much jokes. I don't know how to put the teaching in a very kind of yummy way. So, but still, I think we're going to have a very meaningful time. Very meaningful time. So at least making sure that, making sure that I don't waste your time. In particularly, this is not just one session. I think we have almost Venerable Dundu blessing me to have a like whole throughout the year. So at least up to the half year, we have programs. Then after that, we see how it goes, and of course, in whatever way, we will continue forever, isn't it? So what I mean here is there's a one sneaky way to making sure that that we will not waste our time, and that is setting correct motivation at the beginning of the activities, and here for this course. So there are many positive motivations that we can initiate, but the most meaningful, most beneficial for yourself, for your families, and for the rest of the numberless sentient beings, that is the bodhicitta motivation, altruistic motivation, the attitude that express fully from great compassion and great love, that every single moment of our time, every single actions of our body, speech, and mind, including, of course, this Dharma discourse, to be complete cause, not only for the temporary peace and happiness and virtue, but ultimate virtue and happiness, that is the state of full enlightenment in entire numberless sentient beings. Not even leaving out the nastiest person who came across you, across in your life, even the most difficult creature, most difficult person, could be a cockroach, could be whoever, not living out, to be fully, completely, wholeheartedly, that is kind of, I don't know how it's going to benefit, but from my side, I'm 100% absolutely in your service. Wholeheartedly wanting and try my very best to create a causes and condition to purify the suffering and its causes, and abide, the sentient being in the state of peace and happiness. So that is the altruistic motivation. And that also will make sure that our practices become the Mayanic, altruistic Dharma, which will naturally accumulate causes to actualize full enlightenment, not just liberation from samsara, but to actualize full enlightenment, the absolute liberation. And also, not only Dharma, that which is beneficial for one's own, individual's benefit, but the Dharma that's going to be most beneficial for the rest of the numberless sentient beings. So the bodhicitta motivation will making sure that all this happens. So this motivation, you can meditate as I guided here, or you can set this motivation according with the last two lines of the verses of Refuge in Bodhicitta prayer. I'm sure all of you are very familiar with that Refuge in Bodhicitta prayer. The last two lines is the teaching or the practice of the bodhicitta cultivation, or you can develop bodhicitta motivation in accordance with the four immeasurable prayers, which again, I'm sure all of you are very familiar with that. Then it is like in order to construct very stable walls and the roof, you need a very strong settled foundation. Similarly, in order to have a blessing of the Buddha, who is the root where all the path channel through us, including of this altruistic Dharma. That is the establishing a refuge in our continuum. So those of you, if you have already taken refuge, then we take the opportunity here to refresh our refuge by reflecting on the first two lines of the prayers from the Refuge in Bodhicitta prayer, Sangye Chodam Soji Chonam La. And if you are not familiar with the prayer, then just simply understand that ultimate object of refuge is the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Buddha, the enlightened state of being, is not necessarily has to be in a kind of person kind of form. There is a manifestations of physical aspect of enlightened person, like such as Shakyamuni Buddha, but the Buddha state, the state of enlightenment, state of Buddhahood, is the state of omniscient, state of perfection in all the virtuous abilities and qualities, like such as state of 6 perfections, 10 perfections, such as the state of perfected tools of blessing, perfected tools of attitude, the omniscient altruistic mind, the perfected state of tool of wisdom, the Dharmakaya state of Buddha's omniscient. Then the Sambhogakaya, the aspect of Buddha's form body, like such as meditational deities, Chenrezig, compassionate Buddha, Tara, Maitreya, like that. Those are the Sambhogakaya aspect of Buddha's form body. And then the wisdom body is the emptiness, the emptiness state of omniscient continuum, or the state of nirvana, the state of absolute nirvana, that which is the cessation from complete negation from entire obstacles, entire faults, such as the obstacle to nirvana, the delusional obstacles, then obstacle to omniscient, the tendency of delusions. So this is what it means, Buddha. This is the understanding of Buddha. So we are going refuge in this this state of Buddha. Where there's no limitation to guide us, where there's no limitation like ordinary worldly gods, humans, nagas, spirits. Even though the human gods, nagas, they may have certain miracle powers to grant some kind of limited assistance, like such as material wealth, etc. But they are limited in the capability to provide us the absolute liberations. So therefore we go for refuge in the Buddha. Then the Dharma, not just ordinary wisdom that we normally use for our intelligent capability to develop, like smartness of technology, science, medicine, etc. Here the wisdom that which directly act as an antidote to eradicate the root causes of our limitation, root causes of the samsara, that which is the self-cherishing, ego-centered attitude and self-grasping ignorant, the self-grasping inherent, self-grasping inherent ignorant, or the ignorant grasping of self and phenomena inherently existent. So I think this is better. So that is the emptiness wisdom. That is the Dharma. So therefore, we take refuge in the Dharma, so that we will be able to have the most powerful antidote that which can able to eradicate not only the superficial and the gross problems and the defilement, but it has the capability to get rid of even from the root of the entire sufferings, samsara and faults. If we take refuge in the ordinary wisdom, then the result would be just limitation, a limited result. So that's one of the main reasons why we take refuge in the Dharma. And then the Sangha, those who really live in the experience of the Dharma, who directly realize the Dharma, which is the emptiness of the wisdom of emptiness. Those Arya beings, those Arahats. At least those who have achieved the state of Arya beings, such as from the Mayani five, whether Mahayana or the Hinayana, from the five paths, who achieve the third level of the path called path of seeing. see the absolute truth directly, directly, both in self and the rest of the phenomena, who have no direct influence of hallucinations, conceptual confusions, delusions. Even though delusions are not purified, but there's no influence, direct influence. Or in another word, you come to a point that you are no more under the control of delusions, like such as anger, attachment, whose mind, whose being is completely full time in the practice, either in the absorption meditation or either in analytical meditation, accumulating virtues, in most effective way. So therefore, if someone that who is no more under the control of delusion, and if we rely on them, we won't get into trouble by how to say, disappointing us with faults. Otherwise, as an ordinary human being, even though you may have a good intention to help you, but then when the delusion, overwhelm them, the delusion overtake the power of this, the conceptual motivation, then the person become, even the person do not wish to be harmful, but person become harmful because of the overwhelming control of delusion, isn't it? So therefore, Sangha regarded as ultimate refuge because of that. So we go for refuge in the Sangha, so like that. So yeah, so going in refuge, then labelingly or in actual fact, you are kind of defined as a genuine Buddha follower, genuine Buddhist. If for some individual the title is important, then refuge is the one that which how to say, which qualified us to call ourselves as, yes, now I am Buddhist. Yes, I'm follower of Buddha. I have refuge, like that. But if even if we don't care about this title tag as a Buddhist, as I mentioned, the meaning of what Buddha Dharma Sangha is, there's unbelievable benefit, isn't it? Unbelievable benefit to the betterment of our being, you see. So like that. Yeah, so for that reason, then we refresh refuge. In case if there's anybody who have not taken refuge, then you just reflect on the meaning. Then yeah, just establish your reliance on the state or someone who is qualified and valid in their refuge, and guidance to us. And those who already have refuge, then refuge practice is something that we can refresh again and again. The more you refresh, the greater the impact that we receive. And also, if in case someone who have taken refuge in the past, but then have committed transgressions, not following the precepts, so refreshing helps to revive those precepts also, like that. So you can meditate accordingly, and I will recite refuge and bodhicitta prayer. Then after that, make salutation to Guru Shakyamuni Buddha, the verses that Nagarjuna have offered. Then make salutation to our lineage Guru, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, in order for us to receive Dharma blessing, in most effective, and also to validate the teaching that we discuss. We have, pure lineage that can trace all the way up to the enlightened Buddhas. Then after that, I will recite 4 immeasurable prayer, so you can meditate accordingly. Sanje Chedan Soje Chonan La Janju Badu Dani Jazun Che Daje Che Soje Be Sonam Je Dola Penjere Sanje Chubarai Sho Sanje Chedan Soje Chonan La Janju Badu Dani Jazun Che Daje Che Soje Be Sonam Je Dola Penjere Sanje Chubarai Sho Sanje Chedan Soje Chonan La Janju Badu Dani Jazun Che Daje Che Soje Be Sonam Je Dola Penjere Sanje Chubarai Sho Kange Duze Ne Zone Dawa Damje Bambe Jere Dambe Jene Tenzin Ba Godam De La Cha Tse Go Tongni Ninje Sondo Jo Be Lam Seje Zenju Kanjin Tende Kun Chana Be Mo Tenzin Jazo La Sowa Devzo Daju Jinje Lo Semje Damje Dewa Dang Deve Judan Dembra Juje Semje Damje Dunga Dang Dunga Je Judan Dawra Juje Semje Damje Dunga Mebe Dewa Dang Midawa Juje Semje Damje Nire Jada Ni Dandawe Tanyola Nebra Juruje Semje Damje Dewa Dang Deve Judan Dembra Juje Semje Damje Dunga Dang Dunga Je Judan Dawra Juje Semje Damje Dunga Mebe Dewa Dang Midawa Juje Semje Damje Nire Jada Ni Dandawe Tanyola Nebra Juruje Semje Damje Dewa Dang Deve Judan Dembra Juje Semje Damje Dunga Dang Dunga Je Judan Dawra Juje Semje Damje Dunga Mebe Dewa Dang Midawa Juje Semje Damje Nire Jada Ni Dandawe Tanyola Nebra Juruje. Okay, so thank you. Yeah, so maybe before we start
Maybe offer a mandala.
Oh, okay. Yes, sure.
Thank you, Geshe.
Yeah, thank you.
This ground anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, 4 continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha field and offer it. May all living beings enjoy this pure land. O holy and perfect, pure Lama, from the clouds of compassion that form in the skies of your Dharmakaya wisdom, please release a rain of vast and profound Dharma, precisely in accordance with the needs of those to be trained. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamyuriyata.
Yeah, okay. So my teaching style have no fix. Sometimes go according with the tradition, sometimes go out of the tradition, sometimes mix up here and there. So yeah, so you can expect some surprises if those of you know the tradition well. Yes. Yeah, so yeah, before we go into the topic, why not we take a few moments just reflect on the fortune, the fortunate, the opportunity that we have, such as being born in this southern world, even though it looks like there's a plenty of, it's almost like so much problem in the world, but then if we really reflect on the favorable side, it is almost like there's no better place to be reborn. In such as this is southern world, where the Guru Shakyamuni Buddha chose to turn the wheel of Dharma, and whose teachings are still, lively present in complete way. There's not even a fracture of teaching declined or disappeared due to the tremendous merit and fortunes of all of us, that we came into the world where there is the existence of the 17 great pandits, like such as Nagarjuna, Shantideva, Dharmakirti, Chandrakirti, Aryadeva, Lama Atisha, Lama Silingba, like them, who preserve the complete Buddha Dharma perfectly for many hundreds of years. Then the great, the Tibetan Masidas, the earlier Kadamba masters like Geshe Zopa, Chekawa, Sharawa, Podowa, and then great Lama Zopa, then rest of the other, the founding and the lineage, follower of the other traditions, and all the way up to our present direct human gurus, like such as His Holiness Dalai Lama, Kyabje Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and all your other spiritual gurus, who in actual fact fully enlightened being, but then from the immeasurable compassion, they came into our life timely, even though we are in the stage of quite a stubborn kind of person. We are not easy. We are not easy disciple to be tame. On top of the time of 5D generation, the distractions of worldly concerns, distractions of material, material distractions, desires, the delusional, in particularly desire, is a time of is overwhelming time of that. So therefore, even the Buddhas to manifest in the form of guru is not easy. It has to be extraordinary, courageous, and overwhelming compassion and wisdom, and having the skills to deal people like us, disciple like us. So from that point of view, we are extremely fortunate to meet these gurus who directly communicate with us, and we can confidently say that all of us, not that bad, isn't it? All of us, at least trying our best to learn the path and try to discipline ourselves, even though every now and then that we somehow, got a lot of leakage, but then still, we come back and again, we try to behave, even though it may be just for few hours, few days, but then still we do that. We somehow, we have not given up our guru, you see, there are so many beings who have not met the guru, and there are so many beings who have given up the guru, but we are not in that category, and we really have to pray hard and remind ourselves all the time never to happen that. And some more, we always should make strong prayers and make it habitual in our heart that never to be separated, the rest of our existence until we have achieved enlightenment from a perfect Mayani Guru, like Lama Zopa Rinpoche, such as like His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Yeah. And and guide us, how difficult ourselves may be. Like in this life, you have not given up on us, and never, even we happen to be born in the lowest hell realm, like the past, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, to those who have established the aspirational karmic connection from the past, then they take, they choose to reborn. They choose to be born, even in the hell realm, to liberate us. So may our Guru, able to, we pray, we always pray and get reminded like that. So therefore, from all this point of view, we are absolutely, most fortunate being. The fortune that we have now is very much like the fortune that you can enjoy, after you attain part of seeing, in the Arya Bodhisattva's path. Even you are already attained the state of Arya Bodhisattva's path. There's not much extra thing to enjoy like how we are enjoying now. Then at the same time, in every single moment, we have opportunity to develop our heart in the most precious practice of altruism, compassion, and love. Because of we are among so many living beings that who need our service, who need our compassion, who need our expressions of love. You see, so on the basis of meeting perfect guru and having this nurturing of altruistic attitude, so the opportunity to practice is abundance. If we happen to be born in the God realm, even though whole throughout the life in the God realm, there's no suffering or pain that we have to go through, ups and down. In a God realm, there's no such kind of ups and down, until their karma expired, which is very much after maybe thousands of the amount of time, like thousands of years of human lifespan, they completely enjoy with comforts. So even we happen to be born there, there's nothing big deal, because we have no opportunity. The emotion that we carry, the attitude that we carry, and the environment that we live, we have almost we happen to arrive in the zone of, entire atom is wish-fulfilling jewel, like, diamond, in ordinary world, diamond, sapphire is completely, every single atom is like that. So there's numberless sentient beings always surround us. Numberless sentient beings, starting from your partner, your children, or the ants in your house, or the cockroach in your kitchen, or the dog or the cat. They are wish-fulfilling gem to us, for us to, have opportunity to express this unbelievable, beneficial attitude of love, compassion, generosity, kindness, and patience. Another most wonderful one, patience. There's so many. We are very much put in the middle of wish fulfilling gem, where the wish fulfilling gems are throwing towards you like that. From 10 directions, throwing towards you like that. Okay, yeah. If you want sapphire, yes. If you want gold, yes. If you want diamond, yes. We have, we receive a lot of, comments, and mostly negative comments from others. It's like a throwing diamond to you, then, yeah, someone may let you down, or maybe ants bite you, or cockroach is not listening to you, or your sister is not listening to you, or the sister is blaming you, or your brother is blaming you, or your children is being very nasty towards you, or whatever it may be. It's every of those experiences are like throwing wish-fulfilling gem to you, Because of that, we are able to practice this amazing virtue of patience. And we have learned about patience, isn't it? That's what we learn, throughout our Dharma learning, and the gurus keep repeating the same teaching again and again, you know. So this is the key practice. But if guru even teach, you know, what do you call it, endlessly, but if we don't have opportunity to practice, then how to develop ourselves? And the sentient beings, especially those nasty ones, are the really, really unbelievable, most kind to us, isn't it? You see, so it's not just kind of faith, you know, Buddha says so therefore we believe it's wonderful, but really, literally, it makes sense, isn't it? And even in the immediate level, if someone disturb you, you generate patience, it benefits you. You know, how much benefit the other person, we don't know, but it is at least instantly benefits you. You see, at least secure your inner peace. You see, the thing is, the problem of being in samsara is not caused by the cockroach, not caused by the problem maker. It's yourself is the one that who create the cause to be in samsara in this package. So therefore, you know, we cannot kind of say why I have to go through this. You know, why you put me in this position, or why someone put me in this position. In fact, our own self, you know, really came into this world, and then with the blessing of the Dharma and the Guru and the help of the sentient being, in particular difficult one, that really, how to say, speed up, you know, our accumulations of, you know, true kind of merit, speed up in the purifications of our karma and delusion, and actualize, you know, a state of absolute liberation, you know, where there's no more return in samsara. So you see, so from that point of view, unbelievable, fortunate position that we have. So be silent for a few moments and try to feel that blessing, feel that how fortunate we are, and, you know, try to generate inner peace, inner, you know, the gratitude from depth of our heart to all the divine ones, starting from our guru and the people who support in your path, and then the rest of the other sentient beings, in particularly those difficult people in our life, you know, feel so thankful, feel so fortunate. Then, in fact, now all the problem, all the suffering, in fact, is very much like a blessing, you know, not really anymore trouble to us like that. Okay, so we do that. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so Venerable Dundrup asked me to go through the extensive offering practice that which compiled by Kyabje Lama Zopa Rinpoche, that which we use in PMT centers. So there's a 3 session for this subject. So today we will go through talking some general points such as the benefits. Then the second session we can go through the actual the guiding of the actual practice. Then followed by the third with some conclusion teachings or something like that. So generally, the offering practice is a very universal, to any religious practice, or even in our common, human and the gods realms, that offering is something very meaningful thing, like gift. Offering is very much like kind of a sharing gift. So even like in a Christian tradition, the Christmas gift, Christmas gift, maybe now become very much more like a business kind of opportunity, but generally, whatever it is, but it's so meaningful, the gift. So that is offering. Then New Year gift, that also offerings. Then yeah. So, and whenever we meet each other, we try to greet each other. We try to exchange some kind of things, souvenirs. All these offerings. Then yeah, like that. So what does the offering? What really offering does is bring joy, bring abundance, bring something more. The giver also will make sure that try to give the best that he or she could. Then the receiver in any way, since it's given, of course happy, isn't it? So it's a source of happiness. So practice of offerings is one of a very, very meaningful source of happiness, meaningful way to create causes and conditions to bring happiness. Then if the offering, if you take a next level in the form of a spiritual practice, then it has the reason and capability to bring the ultimate happiness, the happiness of liberation, happiness of enlightenment. The practice of offering create the causes and conditions to deliver that state of happiness, the enlightenment. Because offering create merit, merit of method, merit of wisdom. You see, so the more offering you practice, the more merit you create. And the merit of method and merit of wisdom is the two causes that which will bring the result of the two bodies of the Buddha, Buddha's form body and Buddha's wisdom body. And that is the enlightened result, you see. And the practice of offering will also bring about the practice of six parameters. Practice of 6 parameters. Whenever we do practice of offerings, it is strengthen the practice of 6 parameter. Then eventually will bring about the state of perfections of 6 parameters. So like that. So therefore, practice of offering is a meaningful in all content. Meaningful for spiritual practitioners, meaningful for ordinary people. Non-spiritual practitioners also. Practice of offering is something is so meaningful. Then practice of offering also really create a delightful environment, because it bring about abundantness, colors, smell, perfumes, musics, dances. Unbelievable. Who do not like that, isn't it? Who do not like a lot of flowers, and who do not like beautiful perfume smells, who do not like a lot of beautiful musics, who do not like abundance of foods and drinks and dancing, partying. Who do not like that, isn't it? So offering is that. That's it. Offering is that. You see. So now, whether that offering or practice become just cause of our entertainment and temporary joy and happiness, or also become cause of enlightenment, is depend on our motivation. So if you motivate your eating massive dinner, then full of music and dances and whatever, everything, you also dedicate for the benefit of numberless sentient beings, enlightenment, for your enlightenment, then it becomes cause of enlightenment. Otherwise, it is wonderful, but this, you will still enjoy. But how to say? But you still have the opportunity to get greater benefits. So that is very much the play of the motivation. Then, and there's also an element. There are a few elements. In fact, is Tenzin is 3 elements that emphasize, especially in the tantric treatise, that which will make sure the practice of any form of offering become an absolute cause of enlightenment. So that is the substance, correct substance. Then the mantra, the correct mantra, and the samadhi, or the concentration, so-called Ze, Ngak, Tenzin, these 3 things. So the substance, if you use the material that which is free from wrong livelihoods, such as like killing, selling weapons, smuggling, etc. Something that which is by its nature of the product is more natural, pure, and beautiful. So something, something pure. Then mantra, if you use the Buddha's energy that came into, that manifests into form of words or letters, which are called mantra, like Om Ahum. so on that pure object, then you recite Om Ahung, it become unexhaustible offering, it become pure offering, it become most beneficial offerings. Just the mantra, has that kind of power. The syllable Om has a yeah. So syllable Om has the capability to expand. The moment any offering that you recite Om, even one drop of water become like an infinite ocean, like infinite drop of ocean, like that. It become infinite and unexhaustible. The syllable A, the moment you recite syllable A, focusing on the offering, that transform that ordinary offering, like the water, blessed into a nectar. It become blissful, immortal. So not only you accumulate the merit of offering infinite water, but you create the merit of making infinite nectar, the blissful one. So just simply that the Om, the A, syllable A carried that power. Hongi kado dinigi jian. So Hong, syllable Hong, purify all the impurity, the contamination that carry by the substance. So even if you see a muddy, filthy water from a drain, and you carry the power samadhi that I will talk later, and the substance there, and you bless with the syllable Om Ahung, even that filthy drain water also become an immortal nectar to the Buddhas. You see, so there's far more greater to explain into that, in particularly making offering of our aggregates, like a physical body. Physical body, the composition of blood, and all this, how to say, the contaminated aggregates, condemnation of karma and delusion, even the substance that build the bones and the physical aggregate, comes from father, mother, semen and egg, So generally, conventional, the substance is not really pure one. Actually, it's not pure. The root cause, the karma and delusion, is definitely not pure one. Then even the immediate substance, the father's semen and the mother's egg, also not pure one. You see. From the substance point of view, it is the product supposed to be discharged, throw away from our body, isn't it? Like the mother's egg, if you don't fertilize, then as a man says, it will have to flush out from the body, isn't it? So from that point of view, we are not talking bad thing about father's semen and mother's egg. We are not talking about that. From that perspective, even the system that you need to flush it out. From that point of view. So therefore, but with the Om Ahung, just a three syllable, symbol in the sense that three letters only, but it is one of the most profound mantra. You can interpret 84,000 teaching in the three syllables. So anyway, so with that even your body become this impure body become what do you call the, yeah. No, I have no words. It's become pure body. So pure, so you can interpret whichever way you want to say pure body. It become wish fulfilling jewel, like as pure as like wish fulfilling jewel. It become like a light body. It become like wisdom body. The body which is no different than the Buddha's Dharmakaya, which is absolute blessing to anyone to see and perceive, that kind of body, the pure like that. You see, just below that, you see. So we can discuss that later more. So anyway, then yes, so syllable hong has power to purify impure. Even the container that we have like kind of broken container, or you may have just dirty container, or even it can be your own soup bowl that you have not washed yet. It could be like that also. So because of the mantra, it become a pure. In everything turn into pure. Turn the substance into pure, the container into pure, and even the person who's offering, even the motivation is not good. Let's say not good here in the sense that from the spiritual Dharma point of view, whatever practice such as offering that you do for the purpose of this very lifetime's purpose, which is worldly purpose, not a spiritual enlightened purpose, then it become called the worldly Dharma. Is from comparison to the Dharma, it become worldly Dharma, means impure practice. You see. So with the syllable, the three syllable, in particular the last one, syllable hong, even purifies that, and it turned into a pure offering, which become cause of enlightenment. So you see. So this just this three alone, which is so simple, everybody can know and everybody can chant, without even effort. You see. So if we know this understanding and we take the advantage of using Oma Hong, you see something beautiful, Oma Hong. So basically, I mean, all the time that you can just make offering of anything comes in your way. You see, anything comes in your way. There's not even a one single atom that you cannot make offering, including your feces and urine. Including that. Unbelievable. So you can learn that there from the tantric teaching, there are abundance of I would say there's so many teachings emphasize about anything can be offered, including all the impurities by the three factors that we can use that in the tantric point of view. So even those impure objects, just by using the mantra, also can become pure. You see, so like that. Then from the practice of mandala offering, then entire universe that you can offer, isn't it? Then you can offer entire your delusion. You can make offering. You say there's you see. The entire universe, Sashi Peji, Joshi Mendo, that you have just recite, that alone, that verse, entire universe that you able to make it as an offering in the form of mandala offering. Then Dagi Chadamoso Kibeyu, Tanya Parsum Budalonjana, Pamba Meba Bugile, Tuzuna Santo, you offer the three impure attitudes: attachment, anger, ignorance. Then the object of these three partial attitude, love, fun, anime, and the rest of the beings, also you make into mandala offering, you offer. Then Dashi Lunga is Lonjo Tusum Kazo Renjemenda Sambo Sanjo. Sojoba Lama then your own body, your body, your wealth, your home, everything what you have, and others' body, others in possessions, everything is you offer in the form of mandala offering to your guru, Buddha, Bodhisattvas, like that. You see, then another big subject, the benefit of mandala offering, and unbelievable, it's like you don't have to do anything, just do offering practice. So like that. So the using the mantra of Om Ahum is very much like common to Tantra and Sutra. So now, for the sutric practice, for the sutric practice, then the emphasis has to be, especially the substance. Of course, the motivation and the substance. As I mentioned before, try to be free from wrong livelihood, things. But for the tantric practice, then anything, through the power of mantra, you can purify anything. So everything can become offerings like that. Then there's a practice which we'll discuss in the actual the practice teaching, the Samantabhadras, cloud of infinite offering, prayers and mantra. You can also bring, you can bring that into meditation and recitation whenever you make offering. And that also will make any offering you do become unexhaustible, infinite, and all the generations, numberless Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Gurus, they receive in infinite way, so there are such practices like that. Then the offering practices are one of major, even though it regarded like a preliminary practice, but it is also a body practice. It is a main practice that attached to all the spiritual practices, and that we can understand from the kings of the prayer, which the prayer that composed by Buddha himself, the practice of seven limb, then from the seven limb, the one of the practices, practice of offering. Right? So then all the other pujas, like such as Tara Puja, Medicine Buddha Puja, Protector Pujas, Guru Pujas. You see, from the beginning to the end, all the practices are accomplished on the basis of offering practices. You see, like that. So therefore, it's truly is one of the most essential practice, of offerings. So then there are, in general understanding, so there are a few types of offering. Outer offerings. So whatever offering that we have just mentioned before, those are the outer offerings. Very much such as food and drinks and flowers and lights, musics and dance and etc. And all the outer universe. So these are the outer offerings, and that outer offerings also actual offering and the visualized offerings. It comes in two categories. The actual offerings are actually arranged one. We call as actual arranged offerings. So a bunch of flower that you arrange on the altar. So that can be example of actual offering. Then 1 or 7 water bowls or thousands of water bowls offerings. That could be actual arranged offerings, or the 7 or the 8 offering arranged argam, padam, pipe, dupe, along again the shabda 8 offerings. Such as the like water, then light, then incense, then flower, then perfume, then the food and the music, which is first water for drinking, drinking, then the second water to wash your feet, then the what do you call it? Then the flower, flower offerings, then the perfume offerings, incense offerings, then light offerings, perfume offerings, music offerings, food offerings. So these are the actually arranged offerings. So such as the 7 offerings or the 8 offerings, very much, the tradition that came from India during Buddha's time. Buddha's disciple asked Buddha, how should we so not like that. How should we welcome you? So how should we welcome you? So Buddha traveled a lot, and the disciples they want to welcome the most important teacher in the most respectful way, most grand way. So there's a lot of discussions happens, and for the purpose of the disciples to accumulate merit, then Buddha illustrated the conventionally the greatest way of welcoming in the form of, and that which is in the form of, which can regard as a practice of offering, referring to the answer that how you would welcome the king. If you invite king, then how would you welcome? Then of course, the most grand way is when the king arrived immediately, you will offer as a welcome drink, isn't it? Which is even we ordinary people happen if you visit hotels. Some hotels, they offer welcome drink first, at the lobby, isn't it? Before even check in. Then after that, maybe, I don't know, but maybe, go inside your room. Maybe the spa is ready for you. You see? Oh yeah, so that is like kind of form of washing feet, Then after that, then of course, you of course, you look around, okay, wow, beautiful arrangement, so many flowers, so many flower bouquets, and so that's expected, isn't it? And of course, if we invite Buddha or anybody, gurus, we try to arrange as many beautiful flowers as possible. Then after that, then traditionally, there's kind of showing that really there's no impurities around you where we are hosting, even though we have already done all the cleanings and purifying. Nowadays, COVID time, sanitizing, go around and sanitize. So that time is the smoke offering, go incense go around. That even like in Australia, the indigenous culture, whenever they want to purify, they do smoke offerings. And we have in Tibetan Buddhist culture, Indian Buddhist culture. So the smoke, not just simply a smoke, there's a medicinal ingredients that we put into an incense. So even in our time, that whatever incense we get from a good source, like Tibetan medical center or some of the monastery, there is a minimum of 6 medicinal herbs has to be inside there, and then the 5 precious gems, all this, even it can be just a tiny one, but has to be there. Then all the material they use has to be from a natural, pure incense plant, that which has a natural impact of purifying, like such as there's one called, like juniper tree has its own natural purification component. Then there's like balu. That's it looked like a I can't remember the name, but it grow in a very high in the mountains. The fragrance, it's really unbelievable scent and beautiful smell like that. Then there's another one, Pangbe, plenty in Lama Tsongkhapa, where Lama Tsongkhapa was born in the region there, Pangbe. Even in Himalaya, some places they have, no, not Pangbe, sorry, Ganden Kemba. That's one particular, in Tibet and Himalaya, they use that plant to polish, to clean the monastery floor. A bit kind of like grayish color. They don't use any sanitizing substance. They use the juice from that, so they collect a lot of that Ganden Kemba, fresh one. Then you polish the wood become very shining, the smell, then I think all the other, the impurities also must be purified like that. So they also use that kind of substance. Then there's another Pangbe, which also grow in a very high in the mountains, which is especially, very beneficial for Nagas, and especially Nagas. It has a component to even heal the Nagas, Nagas and landlords. You say, human being, we do a lot of groundbreakings. We dig the soil, build buildings, chop trees, and before we own them, in fact, the Nagas and landlords, they've been residing there for eons, and when we destroy them, they get hurt, and because of their hurt, then the environment get affected. The elemental, the spirit become hurt. So that's how the natural disasters. Then also the sicknesses like cancer, paralysis, skin diseases. From the Buddhist medicine, from Buddhist astrological spiritual understanding, the all sort of nasty diseases are very much linked to causing harm to the elemental spirits and the Nagas and the landlords like that. So there's one particular substance called Pangbe that has to be dig from the ground, kind of brownish color and hairy color, but the smell is unbelievable beautiful. So most of there's incense powder and incense that you get from proper sources. They have those elements. You see, so the meaning here is it has to purify. So anyway, so my point here is yes, incense offering. You see, so it makes sense there. Then after that, maybe to kind of what do you call, make it very romantic. Maybe when the first the Buddhas come in, or the kings or whatever, maybe the light not fully kind of lit up, isn't it? Maybe a bit dim light. I think in ordinary life also you practice, isn't it? They call it like nice, it's a romantic, so maybe suddenly like lit up, and after that, wow, so beautiful, so many candles, like that. Then perfume, of course you already put the perfume before, but then by the time maybe the perfume smell already losing, isn't it? So maybe you perfume more. That would be so nice also, isn't it? I think in ordinary life, people perfume again and again, isn't it? You go, So it's like that, Then what? Then music, isn't it? Oh, then of course, music. Then the foods comes in your way. Oh, wow, wow, wow. So abundance, isn't it? So you see, so like that. So in any way, so the earth offering, the tradition came from there. So those are arranged offerings. Then so then the imagined offerings or visualized offerings, you can offer every existence. Beings and the places and the things. And if you have certain understanding of, certain level of understanding emptiness, then you can even you can do the practice even more effective way. But otherwise, at least with genuinely sense of, for the purpose of accumulating merit to bring benefit to a sentient being, then you offer everything on behalf of every being, even those things belong to someone, on behalf of the person who maybe not know how to make the offering, and you make the offering on behalf of them. They, through you, they create the merit of making offering of those like this. So when you walk around on the street, you see beautiful flowers, gardens, beautiful homes, beautiful others' belongings. Immediately when you see that, you omahung and you offer that, you create the merit. You also help those people to create the merit of what they have. So there's amazing way to do that. So that is the first, is the outer offering. Then the inner offering. So there's one type of offerings, is inner offering. So the inner offering is very much has to be done on the basis of the tantric practice, ritual practices. We call nangcho offering, or the inner offerings. So if you usually this inner offering is one of a very important practice for the highest yogic tantric practitioner. It has unbelievable impact to purify our mind, purify our impurities. Even just simply tasting one drip of one touch of nectar, it brings the purifications of body, speech, and mind. It also consecrates our body, speech, and mind. So, such as like, those of you who are practicing High Sukhi Tantra, either Yametaka, Vajrayogini, Heruka, Guya Samaja, Hayagiva, etc. In particularly in Mother Tantra, such as Heruka and Vajrayogini, so there are 11 yogas. So one of the yoga is called the yoga of tasting nectar, nangcho. You see, so just simply tasting that alone, create the causes to actualize Vajrayogini enlightenment. Even how worse, how lousy practitioner, how failure practitioner you may be, within 16 lifetimes, you achieve the Vajrayogini Pure Land. And if you are good, then within, it could be before you get up from your seat, maybe, who knows? Before you go for lunch, you're already in the Vajrayogini Pure Land, so like that. So inner offering. Then secret offering. So again, the secret offering, it can only be practiced in the tantric yoga, in particularly only capable to practice in highest yogic tantric yoga. So this is very much the offering of unification of the great bliss and emptiness, the union of great bliss and emptiness. Union of great bliss and emptiness in the yoga practice of the true energy. So again, it can be only done if you have a good level of understanding emptiness and the initiations. Otherwise, you won't able to do this practice. But it is one of the, when you relate our practice to Deity Yoga, High Sukhi Tantric Deity Yoga, we usually talk about 4 initiations. So one of the initiations is very much, related to the secret offering, and which is very, very profound, and it requires a lot of preliminary preparation and practices, like that. Then the suchness offering. So the suchness offering is any offering that discussed earlier that you interpret in emptiness, then everything becomes offering of suchness. Any offering you do that, let's say you offer the flower either to Buddha or either to your partner. Then you understand that offering, the person that you offer, the offering, and the actual offering of the flower and the receiver in all these three things in the nature of emptiness. So emptiness in these 3 points. Simply having that meditation, that understanding, you are bringing the offering of suchness offering. And this is again is one of purest offering, one of the purest offering. It almost, you can say 99.999% that you cannot go wrong. The purity of the offering when you engage in the practice of the suchness offering. And this, as long as you have emptiness understanding, that's it. It does not require initiations, etc., like that. Yeah. So roughly something like that. So if you want to, to know more of each different offerings, then we can do that in question answer session. Hopefully we will have. So next time onward, I will try not to get distracted at the beginning. I will try to focus on the teaching. So I think the time is finishing. As auspicious, then maybe we just go through the text. So it's the text. Those of you who do not have the text, so when you can get from Venerable Dundubla. Yeah. So otherwise, you can just listen. Will do. So it says extensive offering practice, the practice to accumulate the most extensive merit with light and other offerings. So in this text, Rinpoche specifically focus on the light offering practice, but you can relate to the rest of the other offering practice. So then here, there's a benefit of making light offering, extensive offering practice, the actual offering prayer after that. Then at the end, there's Atisha's prayers of light offering. So first, the benefit of making light offering compiled by Lama Zopa Rinpoche. So Rinpoche quoted the 10 wills of the Siddhigarbha Sutra. It says, all comfort and happiness in this world comes from making offering to the rare sublime ones. Therefore, those who want comfort and happiness should always strive to make offering to the rare sublime ones. So this is what it says in the sutra, that all the comforts, our temporary happiness, sensual happiness, and the true happiness. Yeah, all the way up to the happiness of everlasting peace, the state of enlightenment and nirvana. All the comforts and happiness in this world, yeah, all. You see, even though the general understanding, whatever sensual pleasure, the comfort that we have in samsara is regarded as a suffering of change. But in the ordinary, conventional understanding, so this comparison to the suffering of change, or the suffering of pain, then it is pleasure, it is happiness. So even those happiness, comes from a right cause. The cause has to be merit, and where this merit can be accumulated through the practice of making offerings to the rare sublime one. Rare sublime one is referring to the triple gem, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, the object of offerings. such as gurus, etc. So they are rare sublime ones. Therefore, those who wish to experience only comfort, happiness, then should always strive to practice, making offerings making offering to the sublime ones, like that. So even though here it says making offering to the sublime ones, but also can be understand the practice of offering that you do as a form of generosity and charity to the sentient being, ordinary beings. So all those are also, ways to accumulate causes for our happiness. So then Rinpoche says, in general, it is said that all the collections of goodness of samsara and nirvana are the result of making offering to the three rare sublime ones. But specifically, venerating them with a different kind of offerings, as we discussed before, bring different type of benefits. As announced in the melodious voice of Brahma by Guru Shakyamuni Buddha, whose holy mind was enriched with the 10 powers, in clarifying the Karma Sutra, offering light to holy object has a 10 benefits. So different offering has a different benefits. So here, particularly for the light offering, so there's a 10 benefit emphasized in the sutra. So the first benefit of making light offering, you become like the light in the world. You have the clairvoyance of the pure flesh eyes. You achieve the Deva's eyes. You gain the wisdom knowing what is virtue and what is non-virtue. You eliminate the darkness of ignorance. You receive the illumination of wisdom. Then the 7, while circling in samsara, you never abide in darkness. 8, you receive many enjoyment. 9, you are reborn in the Deva or human realm. 10, you quickly attain enlightenment. You become light in the light in the world, meaning that you become inspiration, in the world, inspiration of virtues, an example. The second one is the clairvoyant, like pure flesh eye. Your mind becomes sharper to remember the past lifetimes and remember future lifetimes. Then the third one is achieve the Deva's eye. Also, degree of similar like clairvoyance, where you can able to communicate with higher beings. Then the fourth one is you gain the wisdom knowing what is virtue, what is not virtue. Then you have this wisdom of discriminative awareness, wisdom of discrimination, that not like how our ignorant understand things, you will equip with the wisdom that what is genuinely is beneficial, or the virtue, what is even though it shows like is beneficial or virtue, but by nature it may be non-virtue. So you can able to distinguish. So that way you can able to live life pure in a very pure, constructive, in a virtue way. Then the fifth one is you eliminate the darkness of ignorance. So because of the light offering, that you create the capability to equip the wisdom that easy to understand the beneficial wisdom, like wisdom of impermanent, wisdom of selflessness, wisdom of emptiness, etc. And you receive the illumination of wisdom. Some more that you have this wisdom that which can able to, illuminate wisdom that which you can able to clear the graspings, like such as permanent grasping, the self-grasping, all those, you equip a wisdom that can able to eradicate those darkness. And the 7, while cycling in samsara, you never abide in darkness, you see. So even though you are in samsara, but then you always have a light of Dharma, you see. So that kind of, like that. Then the 8, you receive many enjoyment. So you equip with the attitude and wisdom that even in the suffering that you find meaning, you see. There's no question about in the joy that you find, really meaning, you see. It's very much like you will gain the wisdom and attitude of, taking every experiences onto the path to enlightenment, like that. Then you are reborn in the Deva and human realm. Then if we are unable to achieve liberation or enlightenment, then at least in the future lifetime, then you will still return to actualize a favorable rebirth like human and Deva, where there's opportunity to receive Dharma and progress your spiritual practice. On the 10, you quickly attain enlightenment. The light offering practice to create the causes to eradicate the root delusions, the ignorant of grasping, and then that will make us to attain enlightenment faster, like that. Or then Rinpoche quoted the Sutra Aya Maitra says, those who over 1,000 lights or the 1,000 flowers or the 1,000 blue upala flowers, or make the pinnacle of stupa, or make a holy form, will reborn in the presence of Maitreya Buddha when he shows the deed of becoming enlightened, and will hear his first Dharma teaching. So this one is specifically, if you relate to specific Buddha or the holy object here, like such as Maitreya Buddha, making offering to Maitreya Buddha, even it can be just a picture, it can be just a statue. Then you create the causes to reborn during the time when Maitreya Buddha come to turn the wheel of Dharma as among the first disciples, and within his deeds of the Dharma, that you can able to achieve full enlightenment. Then also, contributing either your time, financially, or to build stupas, and especially offer pinnacle of the stupa. So there are many stories that who have achieved great realizations and a benefit doing such practices, including making offerings of flowers and lights to stupas, holy objects like that. So this is just an example of Maitreya, but you can do that with any other Buddhas. If you feel that you have affinity with like Chenrezig, then you can practice a similar way to Chenrezig. Different people has a different karmic affinity to meditational deities. So if you know that, then you can relate the practice towards this particular quotation, what Maitreya, the Sutra of the Aya Maitreya says, to relation to those deities. And you can also do this similar practice in relation to your spiritual affinity guru, combining this practice as a guru yoga practice, and that makes even the blessings become even more effective, like that. Then Rinpoche quoted the sutra, the same sutra. The sutra, it says, the sutra also says that Deva and the human who collect virtues by offering even one light or even a handful of flower, or by rejoicing in the merit others created by making such offering, will see perfectly complete Buddha Maitreya. So one of another thing, the very beneficial practice is rejoicing. Even though if you can able to make offering, do so. If not, at least you rejoice. There are so many beings in the world, who practice offering practices. Just an example, like Kyabje Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Rinpoche's offerings, making offerings like, even physically, is infinite, extensive, you see. So then all the other, gurus and practitioners around the world, they make, infinite practices, any form practices. So so you just rejoice in them. So the benefit, if you rejoice to the merit of the higher beings like Buddha, Bodhisattva, gurus, then from the 10, at least 1%, from one of the 10, we receive the benefit. If you rejoice to practitioners who carry a similar level of practice and merit, then the one, I think the 50% of their merit, I think we receive. And if you rejoice in our own merit, whatever practice that we do, even we happen to make one light offering, one flower offering, but if you rejoice in that, then it double up, the merit like that, So, so rejoicing is like what Shantideva says, is one of easiest practice, but one of most powerful practice to accumulate merit. So Rinpoche says, this means that those who accomplish such root of virtue, even if they don't become enlightened during the time of Guru Shakyamuni Buddha's teaching, having been born in the retinue of the Maitreya Buddha, their mind will be ripened and they will be liberated. Offering light in particular is a special door of dependent arising for completing the accumulations of merit and quickly receive the blessing. It is said in the second chapter of Chakrasambhara root text, if you desire the sublime realization, offer hundreds of lights. Then Rinpoche continues, if you would like to know in detail the individual ripened result of the making offerings to holy object or offering service to the Buddha, you should study Sutra of Compassionate Eye Looking One Sutra of Cherezing, the Sutra of King Prasenajit, the rare sublime Thala Sutra, the text Immortal Drum Sound. So those sutras that I mentioned before, if you wish to know more detail, so those sutras that you can study. Then Rinpoche quoted another text. The text Immortal Drum Sound Maitreya says, if you devote yourself to the inconceivable one, the ripened result will also be inconceivable. So any practices you relate, why in the very beginning that Rinpoche specifically emphasized the making offering to the sublime one, as if only to the sublime one. That's the most powerful way to receive the blessing. So the reason is here. If you devote yourself to the inconceivable one, like the sublime beings, like Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and Gurus, then the ripened result will be inconceivable, like that. But this particular quotation, the inconceivable, also can be understood that merit out of the making offering. If you dedicate to the rest of the inconceivable numberless sentient being, then the merit expand, huge. So you can understand objectively as object of offering, the Buddhas are the inconceivable one. By making offering to that, the result merit you will receive inconceivable. But then as a dedication to the merit, if you dedicate not only to few but to rest of the numberless inconceivable sentient being, then you also receive inconceivable merits or inconceivable result out of that merit. Then Rinpoche again quoted that similarly, Sutra of Compassionate Eye Looking One says, since all the qualities of the Buddha gone thus are limitless, likewise making offering to the Tathagata bring limitless, infinite, inconceivable, incomparable, unimaginable, numberless benefits. Then again, it's a small quotation says, it is possible for the moon along with the star to fall to earth. It is possible for the mountain and the forest on the earth to rise up into the sky. And it is possible for the water of the great ocean to dry up, but it is not possible for the great sage to tell a lie. So whatever quotation that which I'm quoted here, all are fact teaching, all are realistic. It's not just like a thought process. It really happens that way. because all those enlightened ones, there's no reason for them to lie to us. There's no reason for them to cheat us. So in another meaning, we can follow with full conviction, 100%, without any doubt, accordingly. So then Rinpoche said, keep this in mind and generate stable faith in action and their result, the root of all happiness and goodness, and generate strong faith in the compassion and blessing of the three precious, rare sublime one, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, while you have your body and possessions, which are as if borrowed for a year, a month, or few days, nights and days, always strive to take the essence of this human life by engaging in the practice of offerings, whose short duration is like a flash of lightning, by planting as many seeds as possible in the special field of merit. Yeah, so I will stop here. So this is the first part, the benefit of the offering that Rinpoche have put here. So you can read again and reflect more detailed meaning. I had to be rushed because I've already taken extra time from you. So thank you very much. So I will stop here. Maybe it's for your time. Maybe you need to go to sleep. But if you are not rushed to go to sleep, if you have any question, I'm free, no problem. Otherwise, we can stop here. We want to stop here, Venerable? Or
I never want to
Chamin?
stop, Geshe-la.
Huh?
I never want to stop, Geshe-la.
Okay, then we carry on. Yeah, so if there's any questions in relation to what we have discussed before, or other questions, if you have anything that you want to talk to me, please welcome. One or two of them, then after that, then we do short dedication and we will end there.
Maybe I could ask a question, Geshe-la.
Sure.
Could you just explain briefly how to visualize Om Ahum? And is it more beneficial to visualize in Tibetan, or does it not matter if you visualize in English syllables? Thank you, Geshe-la.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think it doesn't matter which letter that you visualize. The main essence is, not referring syllable Om Ahum as a letter, just a character. Referring that as energy. Referring that as energy, and that energy, manifests into different forms, in the Sanskrit letter, English letter, Tibetan letter, or the best one is just light energy form. So syllable Om, whenever you think of syllable Om, it's very much kind of bright, whitish color kind of energy light. Then whenever you refer to syllable A, it's very much like reddish color, reddish, more red, shining reddish color. Then whenever you refer to syllable Hum, it's more bluish color, and there's infinite kind of energy that comes in the form of light rays, and that can be manifest into either kind of laser light rays, that which if you wish to dedicate to the specific points or specific healing purposes, specific dedication, specific places that you want to reach, or in the form of pervasive light rays. The moment light change, like the sunlight, it just reach out to all. So something like that. So it's more energy form, and there are emphases that not frequently, but then there are also emphases that if you could visualize the Sanskrit letter, you could be, that there's some special benefit. Is the main reason is because the language that Buddha used when he revealed this, the first time, the language of Om Ahung. So because of that, then comparing to the language that, like we use English, maybe the Tibetan language, it's quite definite Tibetan language came earlier and more closer to the Sanskrit, maybe because of that, but otherwise, doesn't matter. Yeah.
Thank you, Geshe.
Thank you. No, then another, sorry, maybe I add this. This syllable Om Ahung is also kind of a bridge. It's a bridge that, able to meet the continuum of the impure body, speech, and mind of ours, and the continuum of the purified body, speech, and mind of the Buddha. So it's when you pronounce Om Ahung, whenever you utilize Om Ahung, it's kind of like it's kind of bringing a thread of like energy that where you can, travel and merge in one, So, so therefore, yeah. So you can also, whenever you use this mantra, then kind of, understand that I carry this temporary, impure aggregates, but the ultimate being of my body, speech, and mind is no different than the actual energy of my ordinary body, speech, and mind, which is the syllable Om Ahung. So from there, indirectly, you are kind of reflecting on the emptiness of this impure body, speech, and mind, and also you are referring the emptiness of the Buddha's body, speech, and mind, your resultant Buddha's body, speech, and mind. Thank you. Okay.
Geshe, may I share the closing prayers? The Vajrasattva class is starting in a minute, and
okay. Oh.
So
okay. Yes. Okay. So we dedicate this. Dedicating bodhicitta, dedicating emptiness. Yawade Nyudo Lama Sanje to Dowachi, Yamadebate, Salago, Chanju Sanjur, Machimajapan, Yujiwani Bameba, and Goni Kondo Pevachi, Tony Tower, Machimajapan, Yujiwani Bameba, and Goni Kondo Pev. The near Tower in Machimajapan, Yujiwani Bameba, Goni Kondo Pevachi, Correra, Coviching on the Penda de Manager, Cheres, and Tenzin, Shabby City, but the such an young Jope, Chosoko, and Method. Those are the Jagondo Shab, then show Jabebo, which they came out of somebody else. The Daguni just so that Jawad the Tamzero. To the Jawa Tamji, Konachu, that you gave it our Degunya Sambo Chujera, Pamasu, the using it to Tamchita. Changes and Bagana Sujuba did when you monam do you better so amiga beach, similar. Samba children do a bear tashi, show Nimon de Let's send the Nimu and the Legion Kunjo Sumitashi. Thank you very much. Please take care and enjoy your second session.